So the fourth noble truth, the treatment plan, outlines a path, an eightfold path that leads away from suffering and toward greater freedom. Do you see how this has already gone from simple to complex? How it's suggesting that it's not just one path, but that there are 8 threads that are to be cultivated alone and together? Yeah, it's a simple practice, but there's a lot of little pieces to it. But in order to keep it simple, these 8 factors can be more easily organized into groupings, as Dawn was mentioning the other day: Sila, Samadhi, and Prajna. These are also considered to be the 3 pillars of the practice: ethical conduct, the training of the heart-mind, Samadhi, and the cultivation of insight or wisdom, Prajna. Sila means ethical conduct, conduct that is informed by the principle of non-harm. Sila protects us, and it protects others from harm. This is such a gift, the gift of safety. Developing Sila develops our own internal ethical rudder and what is called blameless conduct, which leaves little regret, little to no regret. And little to no regret means that when we sit down on the cushion, our mind is less likely to be agitated, less likely to get embroiled in upsetting thoughts. In other words, the mind is more likely to more easily quiet down into a comfortable, steady kind of attention, where it can feel and where it can see and feel more keenly. Keep seeing and feeling more keenly in this careful and caring way. Well, insights begin to arise. We start to see cause and effect a little bit more easily. And this is really good news, because maybe by seeing cause and effect, we can begin to steer out of trouble a little more quickly. Over time, we can see ourselves, our preferences, our biases that thwart our happiness and our ease of well-being. And we learn how to steer out of these. Can you see the relationship between Sila, Samadhi, and Prajna and our well-being? If we say or do unskillful things that harm ourselves or harm others, we're likely to feel worry, we're likely to fret, we're likely to regret, to ruminate, to judge. And if these are the things in our mind, then when we sit down on the cushion, that is what we're going to be meditating in. The mind, the body, the heart won't quiet down, and our practice will reflect this disquiet. Understanding and insight will not arise, nor will peace of mind, when we are all upset inside, right? And we'll get discouraged in our practice. And so we learn that being skillful supports our practice. We see that how careful and caring attention leads to our well-being. Sila, Samadhi, and Prajna potentiate each other as well. They create this natural feedback loop. As our skillfulness in body, speech, and mind deepens, so does our meditation practice, which leads to deeper understanding of the truth of suffering. See how they're like feeding one another. And as we see the causes of suffering, we learn to interrupt these harmful impulses and replace them with skillful conduct of Sila. Because the Buddha's teachings are intersecting and interpenetrating, this gives us great flexibility. We can enter the practice at any place, wherever we want, wherever it's easiest, wherever it's interesting, wherever it's useful. We can enter the practice there. Truly, as we understand the why and the how of these 3 pillars, Sila, Samadhi, and Prajna, how they cooperate with one another, we discover our own map, our own way into ease and skillfulness. This is the deal. This is what we're going for. We're trying to create our own practice. We use the guidelines, the guideposts that the Buddha offered, and we we figure out how to navigate in on our own. Frankly, my mind has an easier time remembering by understanding purpose. So when I finally understood that the eightfold path could be seen through the lens of Sila, Samadhi, and Prajna, it made so much more sense to me. I recognized that each part, each factor on the path has its own part to play in reducing suffering. So learning to live from a body, heart, mind that is informed by the wish to offer safety to the world, to ourselves and others, is a great gift to the world on fire. There's a sutta. I don't know if I can say the title of the sutta properly. Adhyapaya Sutta offers the governing principles of the practice. I just want to read you this short little thing. It says, to those who use the Buddha's teachings, this is the governing practice for living life. Having made the Dharma the governing principle, they abandon that which is unskillful and develop that which is skillful. They abandon that which is blameworthy and develop that which is unblameworthy, and looks after themselves with a pure joy. This is called the Dharma of the governing principle. So this is what we're going to be working with now. We're going to be moving in, looking at Sila, Samadhi, and Prajna, and looking at these 8 path factors, each one for those different categories over these next few weeks and months. All right.